Hi guys, and welcome to another unboxing and first impressions. Today we're unboxing two watches from a Swedish brand called Tuseno. They sent these, so I'm going to be doing this unboxing and first impressions, and as usual I will be doing a full review of both of them after I spend some time with the watch. So let's open the package, which I'm kind of having trouble putting the knife inside. There we go. And see how these look. There we go. Let's open the package. And here's a letter. Hi Marian, grab a cup of coffee and enjoy some Swedish fika. Looking forward to the reviews, enjoy the watches, Alexander. So apparently they've sent me traditional Swedish cookies. Wow. Thank you very much for this. I will be trying this. I've never tried them in my life, and it's vanilla. I do like vanilla. I believe in Swedish thank you is tack, so tack Alexander for this. And let's move on with the watches. That's it. When it comes to the box, let's move it away. And here's the transporting pouch branded Tuseno. So let's open it and check out the watches. They also sent some additional straps, which I believe are gonna come with this. This is the Shellback diver, and this is their model called First 38. This is the 38mm of the First 42, which is a mecha quartz chronograph, and this is an automatic diver. So let's check out this one first. Very cool way of removing the... Wow, this is actually pretty cool. I've never seen this kind of a transporting pouch. It will be cool to have one. Okay, let's open the clasp, which is a butterfly or a deployant clasp. Pretty cool. This watch comes on a leather strap. Like I said, it's a mecha quartz powered by the Seiko VK movement, meaning it's a true mecha quartz where the seconds hand or the reset of the chronograph hands is done mechanically, unlike a Miyota where their mecha quartz has an electronically operated hand, so once you press the reset it actually moves slowly to the position. This is more true to a mechanical chronograph. It seems to be held in place with this, so let's initiate it. There we go. Okay, so this one doesn't have a second subdial at 6, which is actually the way I like it. Because like this, you can never tell if it's quartz or mechanical, and once you start the chronograph, as you can see, it moves like a mechanical chronograph. It's a very simple design. The case is 38mm by, I believe, 45 point something, and the thickness doesn't seem to be very large. This I believe is like an 11, maybe even a 10mm watch, because if we take into consideration that it's a 38mm watch and it doesn't look chunky, that means that it's a very thin. A very beautiful classical chronograph. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it now and reset to show you the difference between a Miyota. So Miyota would just start gliding the seconds hand back to position, but a Seiko one, instant reset, because you're actually doing it mechanically using the three-pointed hammer. Very cool. It comes with a 24-hour subdial, the minutes of the chronograph, and the chronograph seconds hand. The hands seem to be silver, but the subdial hands and this chronograph seconds hand is actually blue. Very cool. This should look pretty interesting when I do the full review under macro and everything. This one also comes with a sapphire crystal and a closed case back. This, I believe, retails for about $330, which is an okay price. Okay, let's try to put it on my wrist to conclude that one, and then we're gonna move to the Shellback, the real star of the show. Now, naturally, this hasn't been sized for me, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, here it is on my 6.7-inch wrist, and as you can see, it's actually a pretty decent size because this is an all dial design. This 38mm actually probably works well up to like 7 or 7.5 inches wrist. I wouldn't go for the 42 unless you have like an 8-inch wrist or something, because it does wear larger than the dimensions would suggest. Very cool, and yes, it is very thin. It seems to have an old brush design with a polished bezel. Very nice looking watch. Okay, let's take it off, put it away on the side. Okay, now it's the time to check out the real star of this show, and it's their diver called Tuseno Shellback. This thing has been sold out in the first batch, and now they're taking pre-orders for the second one that should be available in the first quarter of 2022. You do get 2 additional straps. One is a tropic one and this is a leather one, but this watch really shines on the bracelet. This one is going to be $795, which is slightly a lot, but considering the specs, as you get a ceramic bezel and this one is really beautifully made. This beautiful dial and the movement used is a Ronda R150. They didn't go for the Sellita SW200 because the Ronda is slightly thinner and it also has a couple of hours more of power reserve. Like I said, $795, and the specs are pretty good. Ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, and this beautiful dial. The dial actually comes in 2 variations. This is the blue one that has a brushed finish and it's a sandwich type. As you can see, the markers are actually cutouts unveiling the lume underneath. And the other one is a black one, and the black one is done in like polished enamel, so it's a very shiny. They also do offer a date and a no date version, and usually I always prefer no date watches because of the symmetry, but with this they executed the date function so well that I really do not mind it. Very cool looking. And because it's a sandwich dial, you almost have the feeling like the date disc is in the same level as the lume underneath the main dial, although it is slightly deeper. Very cool. You can also see the hands are very original, with the hour hand having this hole, and this actual hole lines up with the letters of the model name. That's why the model name is slightly bent, because as the hours pass, as you can see, like an Oja board, you can actually see the letters through this hole. Very cool and very original. This is a small detail, but one that is very impressive. The hands themselves are actually beveled, as you can see, and polished, which was not the case on the first prototypes. Another thing that has changed is the end link of the bracelet, for the better, because the original one that you can check out on the watch, on the channel, YouTube channel, Just One More Watch, had the male or T-shaped end links, which are kind of protruding away from the case. And if you follow my channel, you know I hate those kind of bracelets, because even when a watch has an okay dimensions like this one, this is like a 40mm watch with a 47 lug to lug, those T-shaped end links usually ruin it for my small 6.7 inch wrist, because it extends the lug to lug to over 50. So I'm glad they went back, I mean not back, that they changed to this U-shaped ones, because now the actual lug to lug of the watch is the total lug to lug with the bracelet. So let's try it on my wrist to see how it actually wears. But being 40 by 47 or 48, I believe it should wear perfectly. Okay, here it is on my 6.7 inch wrist, and as you can see, the watch is not overhanging. It actually follows the contour of my wrist. And now, if it had those T-shaped end links, it would definitely be too big for me on this bracelet. But like this, it actually wears pretty much perfect for a diver. The bracelet itself is also quite interesting, because as you can see, it has this very aggressive design to it, very angular, and everything is brushed except for the bevels, which are polished. Look at it. The links are held with screws, and you get the clasp, which is the same, almost the same as the one I had on my Doxa. So it's a machined clasp with a double trigger release, but you also get this extension. Now if you follow my channel, you know I feel these should be like a standard on all watches with bracelets. Once you get used to them and to the flexibility they offer as you go throughout the day doing your business and your wrist expanding and contracting, it's very hard to go back to those regular ones where you cannot do this. So I really applaud them for doing this, and it is quite a beautiful clasp, also brushed with a polished bevel. The case back is closed, it comes with this star logo, and look, the bracelet comes with these quick release pins. The case itself is pretty simple, also brushed with a polished bevel. Very cool. Let's try the bezel. So 120 clicks, which are quite firm, but it's not impossible to turn. Very nice. I do love this contrasting chaptering, and I do like this brushed finish on this blue dial. It really does play with the light. Also love the fact that the hands are very long, reaching to their designated markers. Okay, the last thing to do is to do a lume shot and call it for today, and like I said, do stay tuned for the full review. So let's charge the watch for a couple of seconds, bring it back, let the camera focus. If it's ever gonna focus. Come on, camera. There we go. And turn off the light. Bam! Look at that lume. Wow. It's pretty good. It's blue in color. And look at the chaptering. And it's pretty powerful considering this is a sandwich dial. I especially love what they did with the date window. As you can see, it has a thin line of lume running around it, making for that missing 6 o'clock marker. Very cool. It looks much better than if it was just a black hole like this. Like this, it does add some symmetry. I do not like the fact that the bezel is completely lumed, because if you don't follow my channel, you know I like when brands only lume the triangle at 12 o'clock. But with this watch, it kind of works because of the contrasting chaptering. Very nice. Okay, let's turn it on. And that's pretty much it. The crown is also signed. Naturally, it's a screw-in crown. Very nice. Okay, that's it when it comes to this video. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. As usual, do stay tuned for the full review of both of these watches after I spend some time with them and after I do some macro shots. And I believe this one is gonna be really cool under macro, especially this dial. And then we're gonna see just how well these are made. I mean, the details of the hands and of the dial. Although like this, it looks pretty much perfect. This one is also beautiful in its own regard, especially those blued hands. So we'll see how they stack up once they get under macro. That's it when it comes to this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. While I'll be going and starting on this Swedish fika to see just how good these cookies are. Again, thank you, Alex, for sending this. I really do appreciate it. Okay, see you in the next one, guys. Bye.